All right, we're tinkering on the daily driver today. We're gonna do something a little different though. Today we are going to install a single DIN Android based head unit that I purchased off of Temu for 35 bucks. So let's see how horrible this thing is. All right, I haven't so much as even opened the box up yet, so we're gonna see what this thing looks like together. Okay. Well, what do we got? 5.1 inch touchscreen with card slot with media playback, 1080p, plays MP3s, all sorts of stuff. 45 watts by 4 max power, on off, remote control, rear view camera. I guess it comes with a camera too, so like this thing can't possibly be good for how much we're getting, for how little we're spending. Little remote with a little, what has it got, like a strap on it? Oh, oh my God, this is for the steering wheel. Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay, okay. Maybe we'll put that on and see if we like it. Of course they don't look like a standard plug. Why would it have a standard? What kind of bizarre connectors are those? Okay, and what else we got in here? Okay. And here's our radio. I mean, what's over? Oh, they're just covering the USB. Oh no, that's the, yeah, right. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look like a complete piece of crap. Now, this is the only thing that stinks is it doesn't use, why they use these two weird plugs. I don't know, maybe not. I'm not a big stereo guy. Maybe this is what they're switching to nowadays, but this ain't what's in my truck. Maybe what I'm gonna do before we put this thing in, before we go any farther, I'm gonna try to find, can I do that? No, I can't get a pigtail. That sucks. We're gonna have to splice this into the truck's wiring harness. Maybe we're going to take some, where are we here? Maybe we're gonna take some Deutsch connectors, not a 6-pin, and maybe we'll build, what's that, 12-pin? We can probably make it work. What do I got? I got 8 pins. Maybe what we'll do is we'll wire this in so I can actually plug this into my truck, because I don't want to cut the wiring harness in my truck up and install this thing and find out it's a complete piece of crap. I'm expecting it to be a complete piece of crap, but maybe all right, I'm going to come up with a plan for the wiring, because I really don't want to disable the head unit in my daily driver for a week. So I'm going to come up with a plan of how we're going to make this kind of like plug and play into the dash, and we'll come back once I got something. All right, let's look at this manual here. I don't know, what is it? End auto? Is it? I'm guessing it's end auto. Let's see how terrible is this thing. We got anything good in here? Let's see. We got that looks like English. Okay, so we're following this one here, hardware 3. They must use the same manual for multiple head units. I could see that. I could see that. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Press it long time. To turn on, off, press it. I love it. Short time to enter into switch mode. Yes, now we're getting into the good stuff here. Screen pop-up / screen stow. Whatever the... Oh, maybe it's for Tractable screen, who knows? Screen angle adjustment. We don't have any of that stuff. I don't think it's in this head unit. why it would have that. Yeah, you know, like, this is not the worst translated owner's manual I've ever seen. All right, so I have a plan here. What we're gonna do, I think, we are going to, where's power harness 3? Okay, this is our wiring schematic. So we need, you know, all our wires for our speakers, and then we need, so at least 8. Are we going to use everything over here? Parking sensor, control line, brake line. What do we need brake and parking sensor for? Steering wheel control, we don't need. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this, and maybe we can put a 12-pin Deutsch connector on here, and then I'll cut the harness in my truck and I'll put another one of these on. This way I'll basically have a jumper harness. I can plug this into my truck, and then if this thing is a complete turd, I can take the harness from my head unit and you know, plug it in this. I don't have to cut and splice and solder or crimp or whatever, you know, 20 wires a bunch of times. So I'm going to take this guy, I'm going to put some pins on it, and we're going to see if a 12-pin will do it, or maybe we'll do an 8 and something else. I don't know. I'm going to sort this out and come back once I have a plan for installing this thing. Yeah, this book actually is pretty terrible. What wiring the speakers is pretty, that's obvious. It's all standardized. But this other plug down here, like, I get red, red's power, yellows, well, reds are trigger, 12, and yellows are constant 12, black's ground, that's all normal. Orange is backlight, so that's for dimming it. So what's that? Red, yellow, black, and orange. We need all these. Orange, black, steering wheel control. I pull that wire out. I don't have a steering wheel with controls, so we don't need that. Then blown goes to brake line, and it says ground wire. So I'm going to assume that that means brown goes to the parking brake circuit, because it'll play, it claims it'll play DVDs. I don't know how, but it claims it'll, so at the very least it plays video. So I'm gonna guess we need the brown, probably needs to be grounded, so it'll play video. And then it says pink is parking sensor control line rear view camera. Well, that doesn't sound right. I'm guessing that pink is actually supposed to be the trigger for the reverse, so it knows you're going in reverse, right? I mean, that makes sense. So I'm going to assume that, you know, red, orange, black, yellow, those are all pretty normal. And then I'm going to assume brown, we're just going to ground. Pink is going to be the trigger for the rear view. I have no idea what blue is for. It's not in here at all. Maybe that's like, what, power antenna or something like that, I think is common for that color, if I recall correctly. So we're not going to be using blue either. And then the wiring for the rear view camera is equally terrible. I mean, like, there's no way that this is a good backup camera. Like, come on, no way. But where's the wiring for it? Okay, here's our power. That's simple enough. This is back to ground. They probably mean black goes to ground, and then what? Reversing light cable. I'm going to assume this is just power and ground. And then we have our video jumper. And what are we saying here? They're saying red, but the wire's orange. Connect to the positive pole of the reverse light cable. And in the other end, connect this wire to the reversing line in the power harness, i.e. back A6. Oh. So maybe, okay, so that's what the pink wire is. The pink wire goes to this. That way, yeah, so we're triggering, we're going to trigger reverse out at the, literally at the reverse lights. We're not going to trigger reverse in the dash. We're going to trigger reverse at the tail lights, carry the signal from the lights back up through here, and then that'll connect here. Still no idea what this blue one is. So, okay, so that's not too bad. So we need 8 wires for that. We need 9, 10, 11. This is also going to go to ground, so that's going to stay 11. This is going to make 12. We need 13. That figures it would be 13. Or maybe we'll do 12, a 12-pin connector, and we'll leave the reverse trigger on its own plug on a single pin. All right, maybe we'll do that. Okay. All right, harnesses are made. Let's go put this head unit in. All right, it's time for this Kenwood to go. Okay, that one's out. All right, my head unit is out. I'm going to take my wiring harness and put the same Deutsch connectors on it somewhere back here. This way we can just take the new one, plug it in, and see how it works. All right, we're at the home stretch here. You can see I've already got my harness modified with the Deutsch connectors, so I can plug in my little companion harnesses. This way, I said I can always put my Kenwood back in if this thing ends up crapping out on me. Here's my FM antenna. Here's my plug for my original mic. I'm not going to swap the mic out. I already have one up there on my mirror, and I'm definitely not going to take mine out just to put, you know, what is presumably their junky one in. So wiring's done. I took my DIN mount out and I put theirs in because it's the short little stubby one, and it comes with these, you know, weird little keys. So yeah, nothing left to do but to plug this thing in and power it up, see what it does. Okay, let's carefully slide this thing in. Okay, cool. Let's power it up, see if it works. Yeah, it looks like it. The radio works. Okay, I wonder how we pair a device to this thing. Let's see. I wonder if I go home and let's see what's. Oh, okay. You have to go to Android Auto screen, I guess, to get Android Auto to work. Continue. Okay, cool. We are into.
It's not the same.
Whoop. Okay, we're into Android Auto. That all works. Now, if I go to reverse, I don't appear to have my backup camera going. I'm gonna have to look into the settings, I guess, and see if you have to enable it or something. All right, well, I'm gonna tinker with this thing for I don't know, a while, and you know, we'll cut back to a couple days from now after I've messed around with it for a little bit, figured all the settings out. All right, so it has been at least a month, maybe a little longer actually, since we put the head unit in the truck. I kind of wanted to just drive it for a while and see what it does, and for the most part I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, it's an Android based head unit, you know, like you know, anything you want it to do, it does. Android Auto works really well. It has a pretty decent EQ. There's all sorts of different settings in here that we can actually mess with. The weirdest quirk I found, I think, is like trying to play music off the SD card. It won't play albums in track order. It only plays them in alphabetical order, which is kind of it irks me a little bit, but you know, it is what it is. I don't really use it anyways. It's just in there in case I don't have my phone or whatever. I can just, you know, play some tunes on shuffle. So everything else seems to work pretty good. You know, it reacts pretty quickly for night mode. You know, the backup camera, I don't know if you can see it on the video. There's some scan lines in here. It's not perfect but it's still not a bad image either. So, and the night vision is actually pretty decent. Like, I don't know, man. Like, $35. Like, I don't think you can beat it. I haven't had any weird. There's been no weird connectivity issues. I don't have any hiccups with like it crashing or anything. Like, it just works. So, I don't know. So, it's the only thing I ever bought off Temu. I was kind of skeptical. Like, is it even going to show up? You know, like, but it did. And, I really dig it. You know, I think it works really well. So, you know, buyer beware, but, you know, my, luck with it has been pretty good. So, you know, if you're, looking for a cheap head unit to experiment with in your vehicle, then I got to recommend it. All right, well, I think we're going to wrap it up here. It pretty much says all I need to say. Like, you know, for $35, I think it was well worth the investment. So, you know, like I said, if you're looking for a cheap head unit to tinker with for your project vehicle, then, you know, or maybe you're a beater commuter, you know, I think it's, I think it was well worth it. So, yeah, you know, thanks for sticking around, I guess, listen to me ramble about some Temu head unit. And have a good one.